Abdul got mad with anger. Abdul grasped with his arm and caught hold of his tunic. He tried to plunge the knife, but it had no effect on the body seal. Shivaji was well trained. He hit with his weapon that he carried in his right hand. He was wearing claws inside the sleeve of his tunic. He tore open the Khan's belly and brought out his fat. Then Abdul Khan brought down his arm. He broke Shivaji's helmet and tore his tunic slightly. But Shivaji was well trained. He hit with his sharp belt. Abdul Khan and Shivaji, the two mighty ones, fought thus. This dramatic description of the meeting between Afzal Khan and King Shivaji is from the Povada written by Shahir Adnan Das. The poets who could picturize an event through short, fast-paced and rhythmic sentences were called Shahir. These poets composed two types of poetry: Povada, which was full of bravery and valor, and Lavani, depicting love and yearning. We are going to relish both these types of poetry in this 11th episode of Granth Yatra. And so, we are going to look at two books today. The first of these is Marathi Shahiri Povada by Vishwanath Shinde, and the second is Painzan by M.N. Advant. The period from King Shivaji's rule to the later part of the Peshwa rule is considered an important period for Shahiri poetry. This period saw the rise of the Maratha power, who gradually gained strength and came to dominate a large part of India. This naturally led to a blossoming of the Maratha identity, and we see its reflection in the Shahiri poetry. This poetry is different from all the poetry written in Marathi until then. For the first time, instead of spiritual topics, poets began to describe the events around them, the contemporary people and society, in a language used in day-to-day conversations. During the rule of King Shivaji, Adnan Das, Tulsidas, Yamaji and Adnan Damaji were some of the famous Shahir poets. The Povada written by Shahir Adnan Das around 1659 and which was based on the climax at Pratapgarh is the earliest available Povada in Marathi. Povadas were written to honor the bravery of great fighters, to encourage gallantry and to arouse patriotism in the minds of the listeners. When the Shahir would slap the drum with a rasping sound and begin to sing the Povada full of descriptions of bravery and valor in his impressive high-pitched voice, the listeners would automatically get inspired to do brave deeds, says Suryakant Khandekar, a researcher of Shahiri poetry. These Shahir poets would compose Povadas on important battles and would travel from village to village singing them in front of the residents. This quintessential Marathi poetry not only became hugely popular but was also patronized by rulers. Several well-known Shahirs of the Peshwa period wrote Povadas on the important battles of the period. Through these, they celebrated the sacrifices, the fidelity and bravery of the contemporary knights. The compositions by Sagan Bhau, Rama Satwa, Lahari Mukunda, Prabhakar, Honaji Bal and Ram Joshi were famous during the Peshwa period. One of these was the Panipatचा Povada by Shahir Sagan Bhau. गिलच्याची फौज आली चालून भाऊवर, भाऊ हटेना लढणार तोही शूरवीर, केली हात घाई दिवस पहिला सोमवार, अरबानी केली गर्दी गोळी अपार, गिलच्यांचे पडले मुडदे पळता बेजार, धाडिले पत्र रुमाला गलिम शिरजोर, बंदा खंदा बम्मन 9 लाख फौज रणशूर, पानपतावर छावणी रवरंक चौफेर. It describes the brave fight put up by Maratha leader Bhau Sahib against the forces of Ahmad Shah Abdali at the Third Battle of Panipat. The Afghan army marched on to Bhau Sahib, but he was a brave and would never desert the battlefield. On Monday, the two sides fought and countless shots were fired. The enemy soldiers fell dead and many ran away. The Marathas were strong and sent a letter. The Povada has its origin in the indigenous performing arts. This is not a poetry that is written down and read in solitude. Rather, it is the poetry that is sung out loud and listened to by the masses in the company of others. The singing is accompanied by play acting and interspersed with dialogues. The Shahir composes his poetry on some event that is well known to the listeners, but transforms it into an artistic presentation by embellishing it with his imagination. He adds grandiosity and fantastic descriptions to capture the attention of his audience. For example, look at these lines from a povada on Baji Prabhu written by P.D. Khadilkar. हाणा मारा कापांचा भरला नाद होती शिर कमल आंबेच्या पायी वीर वाहती. There were shouts of hit, kill, cut. They offered the heads at the feet of goddess Amba. The 10 directions were filled with noise, swords and spears they shine. Red sparks flew when they clashed, and the severed heads they flew high all, as if goddess Amba was playing ball. He was so inspired that, like a wind blowing in the sawdust, Baji blew away the enemy. Blood streamed from his body like the flame of the forest in bloom. He brought the enemy down. Along with descriptions of bravery, the povadas at times also evoked feelings of grief and sorrow. When picturizing unhappy incidents, the Shahirs portray the emotional outpourings of the people involved in them. Such povadas hold a mirror to the life of people in those historical times. The povada describing the assassination of Peshwa Narayan Rao and written by Lahiri Mukunda depicts the grief of the masses. दख्खनचा दिवा मावळला, हिरा हरपला, काय गुपित घात केला, नारायणराव रावला. The light of Deccan has gone off, the diamond has been lost. See how Narayan Rao has been betrayed in secrecy. The characterizations in these povadas provide glimpses of the customs, clothes, and concepts of honor and prestige of those times. See how Shahir Khadilkar describes Nana Phadnis in a spectacular manner. शिरपेच मस्तकावर पाणीदार मोत्यांचा हार, बाळाचा जोडा तेजाळ खुलवीत भव्यता फार जी. He wears the bejeweled helmet and a necklace of pearls. The shining pair of his earrings make him look regal. The povadas also at times describe the contemporary social reality. Shahir Parshram has made pointed references to the measure of famine of 1877-78. गडबड झाली चहुदेशी एक पायली धान्य रुपयासी. There were chaos everywhere. One could only get a small amount of grain for a rupee. People grew thin. They survived by eating leaves. They somehow stayed alive eating chaff. Povadas continued to be written during the British rule and even after independence. The topics changed though. Themes such as the demand for independence and social reforms appeared in them. Writer Vishwanath Shinde has compiled several famous povadas in his book Marathi Shahiri Povada. His elaborate and well-researched preface to the book mentions several characteristics of this form of poetry. Let us hear from him about the origins of povadas.
लावणी आणि पोवाडा हे शाहिरी वाङ्मयाचे दोन भाग आहेत. लावण्यांमधून महाराष्ट्र समाजाच्या लौकिक जीवनातील शृंगाराचा आविष्कार दिसतो, तर पोवाड्यामधून शूरवीरांच्या पराक्रमाचे, त्यातील रोमहर्षक प्रसंगाचे चित्रण केलेलं असतं. शाहिरी कवितेच्या आधी संत आणि पंडित कवींच्या कवितेची परंपरा अस्तित्वात होती. या काव्याच्या प्रेरणा भक्ती व अध्यात्म यांच्याशी निगडीत होत्या. त्या काव्याच्या प्रेरणा ज्या होत्या, ती जी मळवाट होती, ती मळवाट बाजूला सारून शाहिरांनी सर्वसामान्य माणसांच्या जीवनातील सुखदुःखाचे चित्रण केले. म्हणूनच श्री म. वर्दे यांनी मराठी कवितेची प्रभात अशा शब्दात शाहिरी कवितेचा गौरव केला आहे. लावणी आणि पोवाडा ही केवळ वाचायची कविता नाही, ही दृश्य काव्य आहेत. ती पाहायची गोष्ट आहे. एक मुख्य शाहीर आणि त्याचे दोन साथीदार सुरते डफ, तुणतुणे, टाळ या वाद्यांच्या तालावर संपादनी करत गद्य संवादासह, नृत्य संगीतासह पोवाडा सादर करीत असतो. त्याचे स्वरूप प्रयोगाचे असते, तो परफॉर्मन्स असतो. बहुतांश पोवाडे ऐतिहासिक विषयांवर बेतलेले असतात. त्यातील इतिहास निमित्त मात्र असतो. शाहीर स्वतःच्या कल्पनेने रंगभरणी करून पोवाडे सादर करीत असतात. पोवाड्याच्या प्रयोगात गोंधळ या लोकप्रयोग कलेचा प्रभाव दिसतो. त्याचं कारण गोंधळी जमातीचे लोक हेच पोवाड्याचे उद्गाते आहेत. शिवकाळातील जे 3 पोवाडे उपलब्ध आहेत त्याची रचना करणारे अज्ञानदास, तुळशीदास हे दोघेही शाहीर गोंधळी जातीचे होते. ॲकवर्थ, शाळीग्राम आणि य.न. केळकर यांनी संग्रहित केलेले पोवाडे त्यांनी गोंधळ्याकडूनच मिळवलेले होते. छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराजांच्या पासून पहिल्या शाहू महाराज यांच्या कारकिर्दीतील केवळ 7 पोवाडे उपलब्ध आहेत. पेशवे काळातील सर्वाधिक म्हणजे 150 पोवाडे उपलब्ध आहेत. बाकीचे अव्वल इंग्रजी काळातील आहेत. स्वातंत्र्यपूर्व आणि स्वातंत्र्योत्तर काळातील पोवाड्यांना राष्ट्रीय पोवाडे असे संबोधले जाते. ही परंपरा आजही अखंडपणे सुरू असलेली दिसते. दांगटी पोवाडा हा प्रकार दांगट जातीचे लोक सादर करीतात. त्यांची शैली अनोखी व अभिनव असते. पोवाडा मराठी माणसांची रंजनाची भूक गेली 350 वर्षापासून भागवत आहे. मनोरंजनाबरोबरच लोकप्रबोधनाचे फार महत्वाचे काम पोवाड्याने केले आहे. पोवाड्याच्या सादरीकरणात चहुअंगाने नाट्य प्रकट होत असल्याने आजही मराठी पोवाडा मराठी रसिकांना आकर्षित करीत असतो.
Just as Shahirs composed povadas with an appeal to gallantry during the golden era of the Maratha power, they also wrote lavnis full of love and passion. As with the povadas, lavnis were inspired by the contemporary life. They shine a light on the intense desire for family life, love for the pleasures of life, and amorous passions. They especially depict love stories of the brave but Epicurean knights on the backdrop of the pleasure-seeking and sensuous life during the reign of Peshwa Bajirao II. The speciality of Lavani is that their depiction of love does not follow the norms of Sanskrit poetics and is not symbolic or based on the characters from the Puranas. Rather, this is love between native Marathi young men and women. Their protagonists are described with Maharashtrian features and dress. Look at this description of the hero of Lavani. नाजुक बांधा सडक आकृती ठेंगणी गोजिरी कंगणी दार पगडी शिरी. His build is slight but handsome. He wears a tasseled headgear. His tunic is embroidered at the neck and he wears a golden sash. Similarly, Shahir Honaji Bar describes his heroine as बांधी व बुचड्याची लकब पदर अति सुबक खोविला ती पदरी वेणीचा. Her hair bun is stylish and wrapped around with a shapely braid, as if a black serpent is wrapped around the branch of a sandalwood tree. When describing feminine beauty, the Shahirs abandoned the traditional parameters and adopted a new world of metaphors and similes. Look at this description of a lady. गगनात चांदणी ठळक मारिशी झळक उभी ग अंगणी. Standing at the forecourt, you are shining like a star in the sky. How you are decked up and sending signals with your eye. And this description by Honaji Bar is very famous. लटपट लटपट तुझं चालणं मोठ्या नखऱ्याचं, बोलणं मंजुळ मैनाचं. Your walk using small steps is so stylish. And your talk is sweet as a bird. The leading lady in Honaji's Lavani describes her hero thus. तुम्ही दिसता उमेदवार थोर सरदार फार सुकुमार शिपाई बाणाजी. नाव गाव सांगा का हो ओळख द्यानाजी. You look like a high-ranking knight and your stance is that of a warrior. What is your name and where do you live? Let us get acquainted. Your headgear is tasseled and your body is bejeweled. Which province do you come from? Even your horse looks intelligent and wise. Some Shahirs did compose lavnis on the life of the legendary hero Krishna, but their Lord Krishna and his consorts are completely colored in Marathi style. Their clothes, their language, and their customs are totally Maharashtrian and hence more appealing to their readers. Also, some lavnis evoke filial rather than amorous love and even sorrow. The following verses by Honaji Bal are very famous. घनश्याम सुंदरा श्रीधरा अरुणोदय झाला उठिलव करी वनमाळी उदयाचळास रवी आला. O beautiful dark colored Sridhar, wake up, the sun has risen. Here, Krishna's mother Yashoda describes the pleasant atmosphere of early morning as she tries to wake him up. Because they depict the lives of the common people, the lavnis are full of minute details of love relationships. The pangs of separation experienced by the beloved when her lover is away on a war campaign. A wife getting flustered and happy on the unexpected return of her husband. The impatient wait for union with one's lover. The lover's tiffs and many such shades of love are abundant in lavnis. See these examples. पती प्रवासामध्ये सखे मी एकली मंदिरी कंठू कोणाच्या बळे पाठवा पत्र लिहून या तरी. My husband is traveling and I am alone at home. How should I pass time? At least send him a letter. और या प्राण विसाव्या वाचून हा जीव पिसा रुसला साजण समजेल आता ग बाई कसा. I don't understand why my beloved is angry. My heart is mad without his company. At times, the Shahirs crossed the limit when describing the scenes of love. Sometimes they resorted to gaudy and unsophisticated descriptions instead of suggestive allusions. As a result, the entire class of Lavani poetry acquired a bad reputation. But apart from these exceptions, the poetry by Shahirs is adorned with several flights of imagination, beautiful descriptions of nature, and details of characterization. बहार हा झाला रात्री मोतिया फुलला द्राक्षीचे मंडपबाई छाया अति दाट ग पाचव्या मजल्यावरती सफेदीचा थाट ग पडदे चिकाचे भवते मध्ये चोरवाट ग. The fragrant motia flowers are blooming in the night. The blossoms of grapes are hanging thick on the frame. The chamber on the 5th floor is all draped in white. There are thick curtains all around and a narrow path in between. Descriptions such as this are common in the lavnis. The lavnis depicting the emotions of grief and sorrow are great examples of the power of keen observation by the Shahirs. When describing the grief of a childless woman, Shahir Honaji Bal says, "My destiny is inferior. When will my plight end? I don't have a single child." Or, "I feel so low because I have no child, just as a fish suffers in a desert without water." The Shahirs also had a mastery over the language. Look at this lavni by Ram Joshi. श्री रंग गोपिकोत संग धरून करी रंग हरी हा बाई कुंजात मातला वसंत सांगू मी काई. Lord Krishna is enjoying the company of the maidens as the spring blooms in the garden. Emin Advan's book Painzan contains a collection of lavnis by several famous Shahirs as well as many interesting episodes in the lives of these poets. Povadas and lavnis are quintessential Marathi form of poetry that emerged from the local folk tradition. They depicted the lives of the common people and were written for the common people. Also, it was not a poetry that was to be read by a solitary reader, but was meant to be listened to by a group of audience. These characteristics make the Shahiri poetry very special. They embellish Marathi literature in unique ways. To get acquainted with such footprints in Marathi literature, do subscribe to our channel. It is absolutely free of cost. and share it with your friends. Make a note to read the 2 books featured today. Learn more about these 2 streams of poetry that we discussed, and certainly do listen to good Povadas and Lavnis. We will meet again next Friday to discuss an important book related to this same historical period. Until then, keep reading.